Hello and welcome to the summer of vlogging with Luke and Juliana. Again, I'm in front of the camera this time. Juliana's behind the camera. Say hi, Juliana.
Hello.
And this is a series of weekly vlogs that will run through to the European Juggling Convention, and then hopefully, depending on if we get enough Patreon supporters or not, we'll do daily vlogs at the EJC. Let's get to today's topic, which is how to fake a juggling world record. A few years ago, it actually says back in 2015, I shared this video of me doing 11 ball juggling, well, an 11 ball flash, and it's just a little video called 11 balls, and I get it, and then I count them off onto the floor. This is a kind of standard thing to do at the end when you get a big trick, and then I say, first time I got that video since 2003 or something. And that's true. Back in 2003, this is me at the EJC in 2003 in Bremen, and I do 11 balls. Very bad quality, but this is like 2003 quality. And back then, bandwidth was crazy, so you had to cut the video off as soon as the action was over, cut it off. But somebody actually, in the comments down here, it says here, the German travel guy, otherwise Luca Ferdamenga, says, I just noticed that you did it in 2013 top 40 list 2 years ago, so not since 2013 or something. And I said back to him, Luca Ferdamenga, that was a faked video. And it was a faked video. And this is the video that I shared for the top 40 jugglers. It looks like I get the trick. And I'm like, yay, and I throw the things away. Let's go back deep into the comments again, and we see this. Wow, Luke, I didn't have any idea you were able to do this. And Peter Bone says, Luke has an interesting story about his first 11 ball flash. I believe that Luke has also flashed 12, and you'd be like, yeah, of course Luke has flashed 12. Isn't there a video of him flashing 12? And there is, look.
There?
Yeah, look, here's a video of me, 12 ball flash, current world record. This is, again, from 2003. And this is in the backyard where I used to live in Stoke-on-Trent. I catch all the balls and then look at them and like, yay, throw them down, run towards the camera. This is always run towards the camera. People always go towards the camera when they get a big trick. Turns out that is also a faked video.
Oh.
This is a fake video.
Okay.
I actually have it. I uploaded this to YouTube, and it's called Matching the 12 Ball World Record in 2003. Faked video. I always want to be clear about this. And I actually, back in 2003, I posted this video on April the 1st. It was an April Fool's, and then I explained how to fake it, like how to set it up and things like that.
Yeah.
For example, remember location, 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 a likely place for me to juggle in, then the sky behind us high contrast so you can see the balls. The wall is low contrast to make it difficult to see the balls below the hands, as you can see, but above here, see everything in the air. As soon as where I catch them here, you'd be like, oh, that's actually more difficult to see the balls. The contrast isn't so good here. Also important is that down at the bottom, you can't see the floor. Like there's this little place, there's this little rocky thing here.
So if there's anything down on the floor when it shouldn't be on the floor.
Yeah, you can see it. So it's knowing that any ball on the floor would be stationary and easy to spot. The low angle and raised edge of the gravel patch where I'm standing would hide any dropped balls. The reason why I faked this is because I was doing a long-term project where I was copying the juggling of 40 different jugglers, and it was a lot of work.
That's hard.
Juliana was there. She saw how much time and effort I was putting into these things. Some of them were like really, really difficult. Some of them a little bit of choreography that I could just, I'll be able to do that. But others I wanted to show that I could match, kind of match the technical juggling and creativity or like the performance or whatever it is of 40 different jugglers. And I got to Doug Sayers, and I was like, this is going to be really difficult. Doug Sayers is a really good juggler. But what is the one video that Doug has posted this year that I can match? 11 ball flash, I know I can do that. But here's the thing, I wasn't just copying the juggling of them, I actually were copying the mannerisms and the performance or the celebration. So here's Doug Sayers and here's me, and I was wanting to not just do the 11 ball, but at the end, throw the balls over behind me and then point off to the side of the screen. So when I was actually trying to get this trick, I knew I could do 11 balls, and I was just like, I'll just get the 11 balls. But I wanted to make sure that I could do the celebration, run forward, throw the balls over behind me, point off to the side. So when I actually tried the trick a few times, I was like, okay, that was good, and now I've got to remember. I can't be like excited to do the trick because Doug Sayers not that excited when he actually catches it. He catches them and sort of like, yeah, and then sort of like, yeah, I've got it. Like he builds up the excitement. I think I did it like 2 hours or something and didn't get the trick, and that's really annoying because I know I can do 11 balls. And then when I look back at this footage, like to see it, I was like, oh, actually, that's pretty convincing, 11 balls, except I didn't catch all the 11 balls, but I did the thing, walked forward, pointed off to the side. So let's now deep dive into how I did this. So I'm just going to open it up here, and in Final Cut Pro, we can actually see all the different layers here. If you actually want to see the original video, I'm just going to like select everything that isn't here, press V, that mutes it, and you're like, oh, this is quite convincing. So here I am. This is actually the juggling. It comes down, and you see these two balls. You see them pop off to the side, all right? So they come down, pop off to the side. They hit the backdrop. You see it hits the backdrop, and all of this moves.
A wave going up.
Yeah. There's a wave goes up the backdrop. So the first thing I have to do is make sure that the backdrop is stationary all the way through. So what I need to do is I need to do some masking. There's different ways of doing it in different programs. I just use cropping and masking for this kind of thing. And a mask is where you put something over something in the video and just say, don't show this, or show everything that's not this. You know, you can do it both ways. If I actually now mute this thing here, you can see this crop is actually what I've placed over the top of the backdrop.
With the stationary
with the stationary thing. So that's what we're seeing there. That's the mask that I've put over it.
I guess you had enough footage of that.
Yeah, of course. You always have it because it's a locked off camera. Everything is like, it's like set up. It's like set up for faking. So now what we have is the backdrop not moving. You see I'm scrabbling forwards and backwards with this. And then this bit here, I just kind of went through. It's quite handy that it's a white jacket with white props and everything is really, in this case, I wanted everything as high contrast as possible because I want the video to look really good. So yeah, and here I am like catching all the balls. But here's the thing, as I throw these balls up, let's count the balls in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 9 balls in the air. That's not good enough. So I made a little mask of a single ball in the air. I just picked out one of the balls next to it and kind of made this little mask that will then match this thing going up and down. So once I put these things back in, like this, you now count the balls in the air. How many balls are in the air? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We now have 11 balls in the air. There's actually 2 balls back there, but we're going to take those balls out, and we've got the 2 balls now up in the air. Put those back in, and so the whole thing is this. I'm quite good at this kind of stuff. This is, like, for me, bread and butter video editing, masking things out.
Did you study this kind of stuff?
No, I didn't study, but I did work as a professional video editor doing television work and stuff. And I've just got lots of experience with this. Now, you may think, Luke, you're putting lots of work. I'd already put in like 2 hours trying to get the trick and couldn't get it and had to move on. I had 40 jugglers to copy. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be way less effort for me to get this trick by video trickery, and it doesn't matter. I've done the trick before, I'm going to do it again, I'm going to have it on video different ways, no problem at all. And so that's why I faked me doing 11 ball juggling, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm really proud of this. This is a really good fake. But it requires me to pretty much be able to do the trick. It's the same with that. Same with the other fakes that I've done with the 12 balls and things. Like I had to already be at a level where it's sort of like, yeah, Luke can do that. Like Peter Bone, who has seen me do juggling. We've done numbers juggling together. For him, it's no surprise that, hey, yeah, Luke, yeah, he could do 11 balls, and I believe he could do 12, and I have done 12. I've never got it on video. Genuinely, but after I put a fake video out, but it was very clear. It was April 1st, you know, it's all good. So no problem at all about that. Let's move on to Willy Colombaioni, who is very bad at faking juggling world records. Or is he? Or is he not? Or is he not? I'm not really sure. So he's listed a few times for rings and clubs. 8 clubs, there he goes. He equaled Anthony Gatto for 8 clubs, 16 catches. Also down here, 12 rings for 16 catches. 12 rings, 16 catches is very impressive. And I believe that Willy Colombaioni can do 8 clubs for 16 catches and also 12 rings for 16 catches. But Willy Colombaioni, he seems to want to share videos of him claiming that he's done something on video, sharing it, or this is what he used to do. He would share it and people would go like, we can't quite see the pattern clear enough. So let's have a look at some of these examples here. 12 rings, 13 catches. It starts really sudden, and then you suddenly, like straight away, you're like, okay, that's looking impressive, but why is he showing it on a laptop screen and then filming it on his camera with his camera turned sideways to get portrait? So it's obviously like a normal, like wide angle video, and then he's filming it, and at this point of the video, you can't see all of him in there. And it's like, well, that's really suspicious. Like here, like, did he catch that ring? Don't know. And then it comes around here and then it cuts off. and then he shows it in replay, and it comes down at the end, and like he's not even in the video, you can't even see it. He shared this video and everyone's like, wow, that video is really low quality. And it's like he's gone back to this video that I made in 2003 and read what I wrote, like, you know, remember when filming, location is important. You need something as low contrast as possible. And you're like, yeah, low contrast. How about red orange rings in front of red orange background? Okay, location, you shouldn't be able to see the person's feet. Look down here, you can't see his feet. If he did drop the ring, you wouldn't be able to see it on the floor. Also, that I wrote back in 2003, practice your reaction. This is very important. You know, one of the best reactions is going, yay, throwing your arms up like properly, way, I've got it, going, yes. And then when you get a trick, or what jugglers do, you get the trick and then you walk towards the camera to look back on the camera, to watch it back. That's what all jugglers do. Every juggler does that, and that's what you expect. If this is a world record, you should be celebrating and you should be walking towards the camera. Also, that I said, recompile the videos without the sound. Finally, optimize for the internet. I think all I need to say here is that low quality MPG can hide a multitude of sins. And this is literally what Willy Colombaioni is doing. He is recreating what videos look like in 2003, but he's doing it in 2015. By then, people have got high quality videos or just a GoPro or whatever you need to do. It's possible to get good quality. It's like he's intentionally making it as difficult to see as possible and then saying, you know, Willy Colombaioni world record. People obviously called him out on this. So he went back and was sort of like, no, I can do it, check it out. And so he showed it again, and this is him actually doing the trick. And he proved he could do it because he did it from 2 angles. Look, here we go. So he did all 13 throws and caught them all. And then we see him doing what all jugglers do. Look at that, celebrating. So yeah, this is the same, exactly the same attempt from a different angle. He does the trick, catches them all, and then is excited, jumps up and down, as you would do if you got a world record. And then he comes over and he counts the rings. He says, and now we count together. Because people said, look, you didn't even count the rings at the end. How do we know that you're all in your hand? He's replying to everyone. And he goes 2, and then he goes 1, where? This is it. This is what we have from Willy Colombaioni. And actually, when you look at this, you're like, why did he celebrate so much? If he'd done it 2 days ago, wouldn't he be like way cooler about it? Like here, he's celebrating as though this is the best he's ever done. Look at this. Look at him, he's like, wow, he's jumping around for joy. Why didn't we see that in the first time he shared the video? Because he didn't do it, he dropped and was hiding it. And why did he celebrate so much? It's because that was the first time he had ever done it. He'd never done this trick before. This was it, this was his first time. He gave it away in the performance. If you're pretending to break a record for the first time, this is what you should do. If you're pretending that this is the second time you've done the record and it's just something you can do, you shouldn't be celebrating. Willy Colombaioni is a bad actor. And then he ends up counting it off and is sort of explaining, oh no, when I did it this way. It's a bit weird actually, because someone says, I think all the people who want to refute or complain about this video, you should also be able to juggle 12 rings. Everyone else, their opinions are just that, mere opinions. The jealousy of the masses who are not as skilled as this man is evident in the number of people downvoting, 20, opposed to the number of upvotes, 13. That's not the case. First of all, I am someone who, I haven't done 12 rings, but I have done 12 balls. More importantly, I have studied how to fake a world record, and this doesn't pass muster. Although actually, this doesn't pass muster as someone faking a second attempt at it, if you know what I mean. Like, he wasn't good enough at faking to get the world record, but then he wasn't good enough at faking getting the world record for a second time. I believe he can do it. No question about that. But why the dishonesty? And then later on, he went to do the same thing other times. What do we have? We have a video of a video. So he's holding a phone at another video, and this time he's making sure that you don't see anything below his hand. So let's just watch this video. So it goes up, and it looks good. It's 16, well, it's certainly 16 throws, and then you're like, okay, wait, go back. What's happening on these frames? You know, as we're here and we progress through the frames, what's happening here? Like, it's so difficult to see what is happening. Did he catch it all? And then we move forward and then we see it from a different angle. And again, he swings the camera up. So we're actually seeing the top of the laptop screen, like a camera pointing at a screen. We can't see him unambiguously getting all of these catches. So we're like, hey, Willy, we've been through this before. Why don't you show the video of you do? Why don't you show the full unedited video? Don't zoom in with your like iPhone onto a laptop screen. Show us the whole video. And so he took that, people thinking, oh, you can't do it. The thing is, a few days later, he shared a video of him doing the trick. And this is him doing the trick. He can do the trick. He can do 16, he equals Anthony Gatto. Look at this. He actually does the trick. And he catches them, and suddenly he's like, oh, and he does the same kind of thing of all like, yes, I got the, he can celebrate it. He walks forward. He's saying, yes, I got it under control. As he goes forward, he counts them off again. Like, he does the thing that we expect people to do if they do the trick. If you do a trick, this is kind of what we expect. But he thinks we're saying you can't do the trick. And then he's like, let's do it again. He's going to do something special. What's he going to do? He's going to turn his hand around and flip everyone the bird who didn't believe that he could do the trick. So this is what we have. If you go to the Wikipedia World Record page and we click on the 8 Club World Record, Anthony Gatto's video is there, Willy, you get somebody doing the trick with sound, clearly visible, actually doing it, walking forward, counting the props off, and then flipping the bird to everyone. That's the trick. Why does the video end with him flipping the bird? It didn't have to, Willy. You could have just done the trick, and we'd have seen it all, full length, no drops, catching everything, and finishing it, and getting the trick, and then walking forward. This is 12 rings for 16 catches. This is the video he shared. And it's ambiguous. Again, he might as well have gone back to the instructions that I wrote in 2003. And this is like 2017. Like, did you get it? What's the contrast here? Everything below his hands, bad contrast. Everything above his hands, good contrast. And then, what's the celebration? Does he catch them all? I don't know. What celebration? It is a celebration, but that's where it cuts off. That is the end of the video. We don't see him do anything else. And then, a bit later, he shares another video, and this is where it cuts off. It's the right number of throws. It's difficult to see if he catches it all, but let's just stop in this right place. And then, is that it? And we're like, do we see a celebration? 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 No, he cuts to the slow motion replay where you can't really see anything more. We actually get a tiny bit more at the end. And what do we get? Do we get a celebration? No, he actually... If someone does this, what is this motion? What is bringing your hands up? This is what we call the surrender cobra. Surrender cobra, found at sporting events. If we're expecting somebody not to get the trick, how would they respond? They would respond either by looking depressed or they'd be putting their hands up towards their head. This is it. This is what happens after somebody goes, oh, and they just leave their hands there. Oh, I've got some sweat marks here, haven't I? It's really hot in Berlin. When we see Willy at the end of this, what motion is happening here? Is it a celebration or is it going up to a surrender? But we don't know. The same video, he shares videos like this. Look at the quality of this. This is another one of his records, which is like, what, 7 rings in one hand. He catches them all. They're all caught. And he's like, yes. And you see a celebration. You see the arm in the air? This is victory. Getting a clip and walking towards the camera to say, did I get that on camera or not? I want to look back. I'm excited. Celebration, walking toward the camera, counting things out of your hands. That's what we expect to see. And there's a reason why on the Wikipedia World Record page, look, everything else, all of these other solo world records have got one video, the first time it was done. Willy Colombaioni with 12 rings for 16 catches, 2 videos there. Why are there 2 videos for this? It's because neither one of them by themselves is convincing enough to anybody, to me, to anyone. And look, this is now on the Wikipedia World Record page. And it's not that I don't believe Willy Colombaioni can do this kind of thing. It's like, why can't he respect the process of establishing a world record that goes on the Wikipedia page of Juggling World Records? It's not good enough. And other people give him cover. For example, this is the IJA, the International Jugglers Association, for an article written by Scott Kane. And the Scott Kane and David Kane, they're like established juggling historians. It says, however, he gained a good deal of criticism as well, at least at first. Some of the videos he posted at the beginning cut off immediately following the last catch, or were cropped right below the hands. And then, as a result, some people questioned the authenticity of the records and whether the final catches were maintained. Now, this is very important, this next bit. However, Willy put any questions regarding his ability to rest for good with subsequent videos, many from different angles, that demonstrated these outstanding accomplishments and more. The thing is, we were never worrying about his accomplishments. We were never worrying about if he could do this or if it was good. What we wanted to see is the original video. Like when we go back here, this, Don't show us a video of the video. Don't show us the iPhone recording of the screen where you're angling it. We just wanted to see that video. Show us all of that video from before you started juggling to when you stop the camera, or until after you juggle, until you see them all and that you can count them out your hand. We never saw that. To prove that he could do it, he didn't share the video again, unedited. What he did is he did the trick again and then came and swore at us and flipped the bird at us. He did it again with 8 clubs. You know, this wasn't good enough. So instead of showing us the original video to prove not that he could do the trick, but that he is an honest person and a trustworthy person for the future, we can't trust anything that he does. He did these other videos where he'd do these tricks with the club balance on his head, and I was like, that balance doesn't look good. It looks like it's attached to his head, how he would move. And we're like, show us the video where you finish the trick and celebrate, and then take the club off your head. He never shared those videos again. What he did, he shared other videos of him doing the trick and then taking the club off his head. I'm like, you don't get it. It's not that we don't believe you can do it. We want people to be honest. Like, if you're going to fake something and you're called out on it, say, yeah, actually, here's me working on it. But he never did. Willy Colombaioni is dishonest, and it's a bad look for juggling that the Juggling World Record page is listing this quality. And again, I believe he can probably do it, or he did it back in 2017, but it's not good enough to establish what the level of juggling in the world is. Every other video here is better quality than that. And I'm really disappointed that the International Jugglers Association, and Scott Kane in particular, are giving cover for this, because it's true. He did put to bed any issue of if he can do it or not, but he didn't put to bed the issue of show us the original video that's unedited. We just want to check if that you're trustworthy or not. And he's not trustworthy. And he's being given cover by the International Jugglers Association, and the Juggling World Record page still lists this here. I propose that we should have a different standard of evidence. Loads of sports go through this. The Guinness Book of World Records has a whole process, and this is making a mockery of the process of establishing a juggling world record. Like, I want someone to be as an expert at me at juggling and as expert at me as fakery to be able to get away with this. And Willy Colombaioni, he's bad at faking. This is a bad way to fake. It's not even a good look for people who want to fake stuff. It's just terrible. It's pathetic. And this is classed now as a standard. And it should be this. It should be multiple angles, and at the end walking towards the camera and counting them off. And if you want to flip the bird, fine. If you want to be pissy about it, fine. This is the standard. This isn't the standard. It's not good enough. So I say, let's make it so if you want to claim a world record, you need to do it with good contrast all the way around, full view all the way down to your feet, so if anything lands on the floor we can see. We want to see you actually claiming the world record with a celebration, walk towards the camera, count the props out from your hands. We need to see at least multiple of these things, like multiple angles, witnesses who are there. This is Willy Colombaioni in a room by himself. He can set it up, he can do whatever he wants. And also there's a progression that you should be able to track. Like if it's an artwork, there should be a provenance. There should be like, are you capable of doing this? When Alex Barron breaks a world record, nobody's like, I don't believe he can do that. No, you can believe it because he's the best. Tom Whitfield gets some more catches with 11 balls or 10 balls. Nobody's like, I think this could be a fake. Nobody suspected that this 11 balls in 2013 was a fake because I can do it. It's something I can do. You know, you have to see that progression of someone leading up with their skills to get to it. We just want a better standard of quality, like better quality video. And also we just want honesty. Just want someone to be honest about it. If you're going to post a fake video or call them a fake video, just say, yeah, faked video. Yeah, I was just trying some video editing. But don't fake it. Just do it for real. And then don't get pissy about it when you're called on it. Just do better. Like, just as jugglers, we've got to do better because it's pathetic. For every other sport, for every other pursuit where there's world records, there's just a better standard of evidence than Willy Colombaioni showing videos which have got cute cut made with iPhone and cutting off right at the moment where you expect to be able to see anything else happen. Right, I've gone on too long. Thanks for watching this vlog. This is part of a series of vlogs. This is a long one. I thought this would be quick, but anyway, this is a series of vlogs leading up to the EJC. We're doing weekly vlogs. And if we get to 100 Patreon supporters by the EJC, we'll be doing daily vlogs at the EJC. If we don't get to 100 Patreon supporters by the EJC, we may or may not do daily vlogs, but probably not because it does take about 4 hours every day to do daily vlogs at the EJC, and that's a lot of work. So you supporting us on Patreon, go to patreon.com/Luke Burridge to show your support and to say, yeah, we'd love to see some vlogs, daily vlogs, or more vlogs like this leading up to the EJC. So thanks for your support, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.